and welcome to In Between Layers. So today I'm going to share something that I have never shared before. And this is how I came to be an artist or to remember that I'm an artist. So I was in a time in my life where I was fucking depressed. Really, I was in a place where nothing really made sense anymore, where I was completely lost. I had been on a search of finding who I am for many years already. And I came just out of a relationship where I broke up because I was simply really unhappy with myself and with how my life was going. I simply felt that something was missing and I really didn't know what it was. But I always had like this deep feeling that I was missing something, that I am not from here. Since I'm little, I was looking at the stars and saying like, this is my home. I often felt that my family was not really my family. And I was doing one course after the other. I did quantum healing hypnosis, various different hypnosis therapies, all of the levels with Dolores Cannon. I did medical intuitive with Tina Zion. I did all the levels of Theta healing. I did millions of Reikis, masters, and everything that I did, even though I was really good at it, never gave me the impulse to step out and share it with the world. And I still had this feeling that something was missing. And then at that time, I just went out of this breakup, and I was sitting on my couch and just really like a lot of times zoning out, and sitting there and thinking like, what is the sense? Like, what am I still doing here? I don't have any motivation. I don't have any passion. Like, I might just as well just disappear. So I was there sitting on my couch, and suddenly my phone rang, and it was my dad. And my dad never calls me, really. And he said, Iris, I had a very strange dream. And it was all of my favorite painters, like Miro, were there. And they were saying that they are so happy that that they participated in your course, because you are showing them to paint from the heart, and that they're absolutely amazed by how it is, and that you are like the most amazing teacher that they have ever had. And when he told me that dream, and my dad normally doesn't dream, when he told me that dream, it was like something inside of me clicked, and I was like, I had the urge to go and buy myself some paint. So I went to the Chinese shop and I bought like very cheap Chinese shop paints, and I started just simply painting. I never painted before. I was not able to paint a flower at that time, or so I thought. And I started painting, and it, like, the moment I started, I couldn't stop. And then really I went into a phase where I started painting. And when I really started to connect with certain people who were encouraging me and were saying, oh my God, like, I see this when I look at your painting, and and this is happening to me, and I'm receiving answers looking at your painting. This is where I started to have more and more confidence in myself, because I was experiencing really crazy shit painting, and sometimes I was like completely gone, and then I opened my eyes and I did this, and I was like, what the fuck? Like, how did this happen? And I went into a deep healing phase with my own medicine, with my own art, painting all of these portals, retrieving back so many parts of my soul, and connecting with other aspects of myself and other dimensions. And when I always wanted to make my website and share my art, but I never had the courage to. And the turning point came when I was sitting one day at my desk, completely exhausted, because I just became a mom at that time. She was, I think, 6 months old, and she had very, very bad digestive problems, and she didn't sleep well. So I was so exhausted. It was 2 o'clock in the morning at night, and she was finally sleeping, and I was just sitting there listening to the silence, and having like a moment of time to breathe and to be with myself. And this is where I had like the complete breakdown, because I felt that all of what I felt all of my life, that I had a mission, that I had something to give, that I had something to share, that I was here for a reason, was like crumbling down. Because I thought, okay, so I'm a single mom now, I don't have any financial support, she doesn't sleep, like how am I going to do this? And everything just exploded, and I had a complete nervous breakdown. I was bawling my eyes out, and I had again this feeling of missing something so badly, and just saying like, fuck, so what am I going to do now? And at this moment I had a bing, and I received an email from so many emails that I have been receiving for over a year from Alexis Cohen, where she invited us to a free workshop. And I did the workshop, and in that meditation, she guided us to connect the inner healer with the inner artist. And when I did this, it was like suddenly something in me came together. And then one thing after the other happened. She mentioned that there was an art medicine practitioner training starting, and my hand and my being just completely took over. I took the risk to invest quite a huge amount of money into this certification. And when I started painting the portals again, which, because I haven't been really doing any kind of art for over a year. So while I was pregnant, and when I had her, I didn't paint. So the moment I started painting again and doing it with another intention and with more clarity, everything started to change and come together for me, like in such a big, crazy way that, that is just unbelievable. It's really unbelievable. I received the method that is really just a pack of who I am, which is the MOM method, the multidimensional art medicine. I understood much clearer what it is that I am doing, what my portals is, what a portal keeper is, why all the portal thing all along my life. And it was a coming together of my inner healer and my inner artist. And multidimensional art medicine is a way of connecting with your multidimensional self through light language, through the voice of your heart, through free expression of your body technology, and really a recovering of your power, remembering of your innate gifts and wisdom that lies already within you. And I also remembered that I am here because I'm a mission activator. So by you seeing me step into my mission, and during the workshops, I like so many activations came for my tribe and for myself. And this is us now really stepping into our mission to co-create the new reality, because it's really necessary for us to really find our voice, to step up, to be able to say no and to decide what we want to see played out and what we don't want to see. It is us that are going to do the change. And I couldn't like hold back anymore this calling, and all the synchronicities started to happen. And while I was filming, which I thought was a normal course, yeah, everything turned out different, and I really went into this completely spontaneous way of expression and showing myself vulnerable just the way I am. And this is how In Between Layers came about, because yeah, I think in the third or fourth layer of the portal painting course, I started having such an intense process. And the normal 3D way of doing things is you want to show the perfect thing, right? And you want to show yourself as a certain way that others will like. But the guidance was, because I was going through such a deep shadow work, to show myself and to show the real and raw process. And this is and then they say you need to film videos in between layers where you talk a little bit more about what you are going through, because many others will wake up, and we need to normalize this the human whole range of emotions. And also that when we dive deep and when we let those emotions that we suppress for many years often come up, and just being witness, that this is really where the gold lies, and where we can like jump into do the quantum leaps. And the multidimensional art medicine is a amazing and very gentle tool that will give you, and you will create your own medicine that will bring you the right medicine for you, that you need to step into this new version of yourself, because you are already there. So we're working with the quantum field. This is quantum art, and it's a beautiful thing to experience. I cannot really tell you with words, because it's an experiential thing, and everyone would have their own experience. But we are opening up to the supernatural, to discovering your own gifts that are coming active now for so many of my tribe. And we are ready now to step into our mission. For now, a lot of us have been hiding or incognito because it was simply not the right time, because every one of us is bringing a key frame, a key fractal for the whole picture of the co-creation of the new earth. And now is the time. Now is the time for me to step out and to claim my freedom, and by doing this also giving you the chance to claim your own freedom and the dream life that we deserve. Just by being born, you are doing already an amazing job just by being you. And this is the in-between layers. So the first in-between layers are in the workshop, and I'm going to continue do the in-between layers because I am still finishing up some portals from from my own process, and I'm still struggling with some things like the fear of being seen, and really showing myself vulnerable and shining my light, and also shining honesty on my darkness. Yes. And also lots of things with scarcity and charging for my soul's work, and yeah, I've been going up and down, but really I think I needed to come to the point where I would, for myself inside of my heart, do this even if I would not receive anything back, because it's not a work for me. It's what I love to do, and but of course we're still in this transition phase, right? So my relationship with money, this is what I'm going through right now, and it's because I am clearing, all of us are doing this. We are clearing transgenerational programming and breaking those patterns, and this is what I'm feeling, what I'm going through right now. Anything that has to do with money, but I really feel that in this new reality that I'm stepping in and that I'm seeing, we will start working differently, not everything based on money, and only if I give you something you will receive something back, but we will start coming into a exchange and a putting our own creative power, and especially the power that we have when we co-create together first. So not putting money first, but our own power and our own connection first, and then money can still be a tool to change things. So this is what I'm navigating through my layers right now, and yes, I'm just simply accepting as well that in this new way of being, the power and the moving faster is really when you slow down. So slowing down and allowing everything to come to me. And it's really hard sometimes, because I'm German, so I'm used of like hustling, but this is the old way. So this is the old way of doing things, where you need to figure out everything with the mind. And I'm learning to step into more the feminine, where you simply attract everything and let everything happen. And when I allow that, it's unbelievable, the miracles that happen. And yeah, also something that I'm struggling with right now is really showing myself so much on social media. And I went into a thing where I thought that I need to share and I need to show up to gain more followers or to be credible, but I'm also letting that go now, and I really just share when I feel the impulse to. And I'm learning to share from the heart, and learning to share for myself and not for any other reason. So to not lose that, like in between all of these birthing of a soul-led business, not to lose the joy, and always come back to the why am I doing this. And I think that a lot of us are in that right now. And the framework in the 3D sometimes takes that away, right? This joy and purity of sharing. So I also want, hope that I can support others if I share my experience in that way, because I'm going through this process myself right now, and I think many of us will soon as well. And I'm excited to see what happens. Yes, and letting everything happen. But for now, this was my in between layers, and I feel that if something else wants to come through, so I'm celebrating this first open public in between layers, and I want to share now Parayana Sukua. Yes, we are ready. Surapayana hi. Ukaralayana Sarapayana Suuayataya Sarahiyana Muna Yarasa Ilayana Sara Iyatayu Shutarayana Saratukua Yatarasira Payana Hura Layana Sarapayana Si Iyayatara U Shutarayana Imanaya Sara Upayana Sara Iya. Turale Bana Suruku Ui